everyone, I'm Angela and he's Sean. Okay,
Hi,
so
everyone.
today is our very first time together to do this project analysis. And today, the project that we're going to share with everyone is this big mega launch in 2025 is the Orie at Toa Payoh.
All right. Okay. So for the Orie side, we foresee that the preview will start on 3rd Jan.
Yeah, 3rd Jan.
3rd Jan.
So, Sean, how many checks do you think that will be collected this time around after Emerald Katong and Chuan Park actually have done so well?
I think for Chuan Park, because previously we collected about 2005 checks, EOK about 3000 each checks.
Yes.
They were all
should be overflowing over to Orie because like Chuan Park, I would say that maybe about another 1,000 people didn't buy anything, and for Emerald Katong, I think maybe about 2,000 people didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So I believe like 3,000 people will flow over to Orie. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I think do let us know if you are keen to take a look at the SHOWFLAT. So we can always call us, DM us, no problem. So let's come to some fact of the project Orie. Okay, so actually it's by these 3 developers: City Development, Frasers, and 63 House. Okay, so I think they are all very established developers in Singapore. Okay, so total is actually consists of 777 units. Super nice number. Yeah, and actually total there's only 2 blocks of 40 story. So looking at 40 story at Toa Payoh, I think the view will be fantastic, and you can see that the facade I think will be super unique next time.
And also one thing to know for Orie is that in the whole of Toa Payoh area, when was the last launch?
I think it is our Gen Residence, which is about 8 years back.
8 years back, yeah. So we foresee that Orie is going to perform very well because the whole of Toa Payoh, there's actually a lack of supply in terms of private
because I think there's like less than 5 developments private.
Including Orie, there should be about 5 private. Okay.
So the TOP will be actually about 2030 on paper, but I think maybe 2028, maybe should be there lah. Yeah.
2028. Okay. So now we go towards the amenities.
So Orie is actually located at Braddell, which is actually just 5 minutes walk actually from Braddell MRT. Yeah. So I think being Toa Payoh as a very mature estate, right? I think amenities wise, like supermarket, shops, hawker center, I think all just within a few minutes walk, because actually the hawker center Orie is located here. The hawker center is actually just right behind only.
That's right.
Right. So
for,
I think very easy accessible because going to market, supermarket or market, I think is very important. Yeah.
Okay, and in terms of the MRT wise, we don't need to say because right now Orie, we are at Toa Payoh, located in the middle. So towards the Raffles City, towards Orchard, about 4 to 8 stops only, and towards even our Botanical Garden is just 4 stops. Yeah. So we are just right smack in the middle of Central.
Yeah, so I think people that actually don't like to drive, and taking MRT, I think is super convenient Yeah, and those drivers, I think now we are very easy connected because of the CTE and PIE, and then we also have the north-south corridor actually coming Yeah, the North-South Expressway also. Yeah, so I think accessibility through driving is Toa Payoh no need to say I think because it's so convenient, right? It's in the middle of Singapore. Can I say that? Almost, yeah. So coming to schools, I think is one of the also key points for why Toa Payoh is so highly demanded because of the schools. Like example, we have Patient Public School, which is a SAP school. Then we have First Toa Payoh. Then we have also CHIJ Toa Payoh.
Yep.
Yeah. So for secondary school wise, Raffles Girls actually just move to here, and then we have the RI and SJI. All these are all nearby. So actually, this is also one of the reasons that why Toa Payoh, residential, regardless of HDB or private, right, is always in very high demand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is for the school wise, and even for so moving on to Orie itself. The service residence, I think this is something very, very interesting because usually such services only comes is only provided in large projects that we have seen in the resale. But for Orie itself, there's also such services like, for example, the restaurant reservation, even your pet grooming services,
like housekeeping as well.
Housekeeping. So I think this is something is a good initiative by actually the developer towards the residents in future, right?
Yeah.
And for the track record, so track record wise, for CDL, we have our very famous Riviera.
Yeah, then actually have like, we have like North Park Residences in Yishun and like Awell Hill, they actually just TOP and the latest one we actually have Norwood brand actually, which was actually first day we have like almost 80% sold. Okay, so I think
this is extremely important for I mean, Angela, right now we have also seen so many resale in the market, right? When it comes to a reputable developer, when we enter the development, is it the first thing we see? We can actually notice a difference.
Yes, the feel when we enter into like the entrance, whether and after because for resale, right? Okay, a lot of buyers will tend to look at the finishing of the unit itself. Yeah, so having a very reputable developer, right, is actually very important in the resale market. Yeah.
Okay. So, moving forward. Now let's touch on to the site plan. So site plan, this is the whole of Orie site plan. We can see that the mixture is 1 to 5 bedroom.
Yeah. So I think it's a very straightforward site plan because actually it consists only of 2 towers and actually one facing the north side, which is actually more of the Ang Mo Kio Bishan, you will see, and actually the southern side, which is this tower, which will see actually the city view. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So something we would like to actually we want to point out for this during this video, right, is actually to share, right, because actually since Toa Payoh is a very mature estate, right, so I'm sure that we will know that actually a lot of HDBs is around us. Okay, so just to share, to actually have a very good of the unblocked view, right. So coming to the north side, right, actually in front of us is actually a 12-story HDB. Yeah, so maybe in order to like actually to go to clear it, unblock maybe 15, 16. Yeah. Okay. So over here, right, is actually on the southern side, which is actually the city side, right? It's actually a 4-story short block lah. Yeah, and actually further down is a 19-story HDB. So maybe over here, right, it actually depends on which bedroom actually you're looking at. Okay, so if you're this side, maybe level 7 can clear. Yeah. So maybe the bigger units over here maybe is maybe looking at 20, 21. Yeah, because it's further away.
But one thing to note, of course, because the southern side has a much better view, definitely. Yeah. So we also foresee that the developer actually place a premium on this south side.
Hopefully they will not but high chance they will Yep. Yeah, because actually one thing to note, right, because at the north side here, right, okay, just to share a bit more, take note that here actually is the Lorong 1 Toa Payoh, so actually facing the road, so maybe have a bit of road noise. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the view.
So it's the view line of the various. I think everywhere. I think I will say that all the view is really fantastic Whether it's like north, south, east, west Yeah. So I think one good thing we're thoughtful is that, right, the developer is very thoughtful because actually like Gem Residences, right, is actually although it's 38-story, but because actually developer is very thoughtful in the way they do it in the layout, that right, actually Gem Residences is not blocked at all. Yeah, we will not see Gem Residences. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So this will be the northern view. So of course, if we are at the top floor of level 35, this is the kind of view that you get. Actually, it's super beautiful, right?
Yeah. I think if a clear sky, I think we can see I think is it the JB skyline? Some of it.
JB skyline.
Yeah. Correct.
Possible.
Yeah. So and the southern side, don't you say like
southern view, super beautiful. I think you can even see towards the MBS side.
I think can because actually that time I got sell one resale at Toa Payoh recently at 261. That actually at the Toa Payoh Safra. That's why actually my client's unit is at level 20. Right, I can actually already able to see MBS. Yeah.
I have also a good friend of mine actually stays at the peak at Toa Payoh side. He stays on level 30-ish lah. I tell you, the view at the balcony is very
fantastic,
beautiful.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is one thing for sure
40, sorry.
Yeah. So for Toa Payoh side, with the Orie, if you are someone that you really love a good view, you can aim for something at a high floor.
I think actually no need 40 lah. I think I'm quite sure. I think 25 can see already.
Alright. So we go to the unit mix. So unit mix, there's actually a very good mixture of 1 and 2 bedroom 60%. 3 to 5 bedroom 40%, and we can see that the number of units here are actually every bedroom type is about 78 to 77.
Yeah.
So the split is actually quite even. Only thing is that the 3 dual key is 39 and 4 premium plus study is 39.
Yeah. I think they've quite well distributed lah. You know, like wouldn't say you have like a lot of like the small bedrooms or a lot of your big bedrooms. I think it's quite equally spread out.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now let's dive deep into the analysis. I think today the most important is that
I think layout is very, very important lah. Because like, you know, being given us in looking at we have actually served both new launch and resale buyers. I think choosing the right layout, right, I think is very, very important actually, for regardless for own stay or, you know, for investment. Because I think a lot of times, right, actually because you didn't choose the right layout, you know, end up like, although both is like maybe both is 3 bedroom or both is 2 bedroom, but actually, like there's some little sizes, right? I think that maybe it's not as efficient. Yeah, even the size is smaller. Maybe because of the layout is more efficient. Yeah, so this is something that we are going to give you all the tips.
So apart from all this information about Orie, I think what is more important today, why me and Angela is here, is because we want to run through about the layout of Orie. I think because today, if you are at a booking day, your queue is very good. I think the key is, of course, to identify which unit type you should go for.
Yeah, right? True. Yep. Because, you know, given our experience, right, you know, when our buyers is all starting to queue up, you know, and all the units start flying off the shelf, right, everybody start to get very kanchong. So they don't know what to buy already. Yeah.
So rest assured, let's run through the 1 plus study first.
Yes.
Okay. So the 1 plus study, first thing first, we see there is a 517 square feet for 1 plus study. And in our opinion, actually, this size is actually very sizable for 1 plus study.
Yeah, I think it's a very straightforward layout. I think not much of a very wasted space. Okay, I think the study also is a good size because actually it's being tucked at the corner. So I think you can always convert it into like a study, you know, work from home office, you know, or you know, or can always. I got one idea for my lady client that time. Convert it into a walk-in wardrobe. Yeah, for own stay.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
All right. So very straightforward. There's actually two stacks here.
Yeah.
North
so
facing
one the north and the south
facing.
Both is facing outside. Yeah.
Yes. But one thing to note, if let's say we take the size and we multiply by 2005, we are just estimating the price to be averagely about 2005. The starting price will be about 1.3 for a 1 bed plus study.
Yeah.
Okay, so today your question as a buyer is that whether is it good for investment. If you are buying for investment, you will definitely have to compare it to your nearby surrounding. Right, so for us, your direct competitor we are saying should be Gem Residences because it's directly opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, so Angela, can you share with me in terms of the Gem Residences 1 bedroom?
So I think for Gem Residence 1 bedroom, right, okay, they have 2 sizes of 452 square feet, the smaller one, and actually 484 square feet. So actually for their layout is actually also quite straightforward. Like it's like, you know, also open kitchen. So you have the living and dining and balcony. Yeah, then after they have the master bedroom and 1 toilet. Yeah. So also for the 452, also same living, dining, balcony. So but just that this one is that
non-harmonized
kitchen, yeah, correct. So because I think non-harmonized, so actually like based on our 517, I think we are much bigger. Yeah, correct.
Because on a 484 non-harmonized, right? Imagine if it's harmonized, it's way smaller. It's about 5% smaller in size also. All right.
But actually again like this 5% smaller. So actually I think most of the time actually investors, right, they will definitely look at rental yield. Okay, so actually sharing with the rental yield, right, for Gem Resi actually they are actually getting quite a good rental yield because average, right, they are actually fetching about 3,000 monthly for 1 bed. So the rental yield is actually about 4% because actually they are approximate, right, based on the last few transactions, right, their average is only going below 1 million, about 900K only.
Yeah. So today if you are an investor yourself, you're looking at rental yield. If let's say Orie being a new development is starting about 1.3 million.
Yeah.
Let's say Orie is super beautiful and also fetching a rental slightly higher. I give you about 3,500. Will a 3,500 rental versus your purchase price of 1.3 make sense, or would Gem Residences being about $900,000, rental yield also about 3,000? Which one makes more sense as a rental, as an investor point of view?
Yeah, but I think if it's actually as if you are actually as an investor, if you are looking to buy straight away to get into rental, then maybe as my own opinion, I think Orie may not be the best investor choice. Yeah, correct. Because you may have some competition from Gen Resi. Yeah, so because you want to get a good rental yield. But if you think that you're buying it for your own stay first, because you super love Toa Payoh, and you know like this is the type of budget actually you have like, you know. Yeah, so I think that and your queue number is good, I think you should go for it. Yeah, because we don't know when will be the next new launch in Toa Payoh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, let's go to the 2-bedroom analysis. So for 2 bed 1 bath, actually for me, Angela, this is actually one of my favorite layout in the whole of Orie. First thing first,
I super love this layout. Yeah, I super love this layout.
So we run through together. I think first thing first, why I love it so much is because there's this enclosed kitchen, right? There's this tuck away kitchen, and one thing, there's actually a window.
Yeah.
Angela, now that we have served so many buyers in the resale market, have you actually seen a 2 bed 1 bath that actually comes with this window?
No, even I can say that even like a lot of 2 bedrooms, right? Actually, a lot of times, right? Actually, if you all realize, like, I believe, like, you know, that those that have seen resale condos a lot, right? A lot of 2 bedroom, right? Their kitchen is always one straight line, right?
Yeah,
you all go in, you know,
open concept.
Yeah. So, but one good thing for Orie, this 2 bed 1 bath, right, I think is fantastic because, you know, you can actually enclose it. Yeah. So other than enclosing it, right, you can see that, right? A lot of times, right, the living and dining usually is merged together one. But you can see that over here, right, at Orie, right, they actually have a special designated area, right, for this dining. So I think it's very good, lah. You know, so it will not, actually, you don't need to cram up your living area.
And one thing for sure is that our kitchen will be slightly brighter because usually for a 2 bed 1 bath, kitchen wise will always be very dark because there's no window. But in this scenario, I think this 2 bed 1 bath is going to be very special in the resale market. And also for the facing wise, we have actually the north facing and also the south facing. So one thing to take note is that either side you also have very beautiful view. If let's say we go to the high floor. Yeah. Alright.
And also with the layout of actually a dumbbell layout, right, I think it's very efficient. Like you can see that both the bedrooms, right, it also can actually fit in queen size and king size for the master bedroom. Yeah. So I think it's very good, like the layout. I think it is my star choice. So moving on, right, okay, but I mean the layout definitely is fantastic, but actually there's a little I would say that's something that we need to take note of for this 2 bed 1 bath, right? Okay, because actually at this north side, which is actually the north side, which is actually the Ang Mo Kio Bishan facing, right? Okay, so actually at this, right, you will actually realize that you have this small little RC ledge, right? Actually, protruding out. Okay, zoom in. Correct. Zoom in a bit to share with them, so you can see that. Okay, so you can see that. You see at some levels, right? You can see that the ledge is actually extending to the master bedroom and actually the balcony, and some of the levels is actually at the both rooms. So okay, how does it actually affect, right? It's actually because it's actually on top of it's actually at the bottom of the level. So actually the unit at the bottom, right, will actually maybe be darker. Yeah, correct.
So we can see from here, actually we actually pointed out level 2 to level 10, level 21 to level 30, you will have a darker master bedroom because the ledge actually protrudes from the balcony to the master bedroom. Whereas for level 11 to level 40, actually it protrudes from all the way from the 2 bedrooms and even linked to the balcony. So for level 11 to level 40, both rooms are darker. So this is something you want to take note of. And in our opinion, the prediction wise, definitely the south facing will move first because there isn't such ledge.
No ledge and actually better view.
Okay.
But I think if as an investment, if the price wise is actually, you know, like we have to see the how to say the per jump of the floor and also to see the difference between the north and the south, right? What's the difference?
So Angela, so today if given a choice, and will you actually go for the 1+ study or actually a 2 bedroom for investment?
Okay, because actually you see 1+ study is about 1.3 starting from, and 2 bed 1 bath is about 1.48, right? Just actually like almost I would say that both is one bathroom, half a bedroom more in a way. But I think I will still go for the 2 bed 1 bath because I think this layout is really very, very nice. I think I cannot like I cannot let go this like open, like have a window and semi-enclosed kitchen for a 2-bed 1-bath. I think it's very fantastic. Like I think it's very unique, like you mentioned earlier on in the market. So I think I will still do the top up to go for the 2-bed 1-bath. Yeah.
I think for me also, I'll also pick the 2-bed 1-bath because even though it's $180,000 difference, but actually if you calculate the shortfall, I mean not the shortfall, but actually the outlay is about $60,000 in terms of the outlay of cash.
You mean the down payment?
The down payment, sorry.
Okay.
The down payment to actually go for a 2-bed 1-bath. So for me, definitely go for 2-bed 1-bath because in future your group of resale buyer is also more.
Yeah, correct. I think because this 2-bed 1-bath, right? Because with this great layout, right? I think we can easily rent out into like 2 different individuals also can, or as a small family, upgraders also possible. Yeah.
Okay. So for us, this will be the ideal choice if we can go. But of course, today if let's say your budget is limited budget and you only can go for the 1-bedder, I think it's also okay.
Yeah.
So now we go to?
Yeah. So moving forward, right, again, as an investor, definitely we will compare our
Gem
residences, which is actually our neighbor, our direct neighbor. Yeah. So let's compare the layout of the both 2-bed 1-bath. Both is actually 592 square feet. But again, being Orie is actually harmonized. So I believe that Orie is definitely will be bigger, slightly bigger. Yeah. So you can see that actually both are let's share something on Gem first lah. So because since we share Orie already just now, so you can see the Gem, right? Actually, like I mentioned just now, you see open concept kitchen, and then once we come in, we actually have the living, dining, and balcony. Yeah. So something I want to take note of is you can see that part of their living, right, can see the AC latch. Yeah, and actually, so of course they come in, they will actually have their master bedroom, and then and also the bedroom
very small bedroom too.
Yeah, so you can see that actually bedroom 2, right, they can only fit in a single bed. Whereas, right, actually Orie, right, both can fit in queen and king. Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I think with the enclosed kitchen, with the dumbbell layout, and both room can fit in queen size, and I think Orie winner already lah. Because I think definitely this layout is better lah.
That's right. And also, so today if you are an owner staying in Gem Residences, I think one thing is that you want to talk about the exit strategy. Seeing a competitor Orie as the layout is much better. I think that's something. If you own a unit in Gem Residences, 2-bed 1-bath, you could actually consider exiting at this point in time.
Yeah, correct. Because when Orie TOP, right, I think they will more or less will be your competitor already.
People will start to compare. And when there's this comparison and people realize that your layout isn't that good, I think you will tend to lose out.
Yeah.
So
if the rental is going to fetch the same amount. Okay, so moving forward, now let's share on the 2-bed 2-bath in Orie. Okay, so total there is actually 3 different layouts of 2-bed 2-bath. We have actually the 646 square feet. Okay, we have the 678 square feet, and we have the largest one 700 square feet. Okay,
yes.
So let's share let me share what is the main differences lah. Okay, so you can see that 646, right, is actually also a dumbbell layout. So actually each bedroom tucked on one side. Yeah, and actually the 2-bathroom, okay, so actually we have the common bath, which actually also can jack and jill to the bedroom 2 as well. Yeah. So once we enter, we actually have a kitchen like being tucked at one corner.
But the difference here is that there's no window.
Yeah, there's no window. Yeah, so and actually you can see that here is actually open one. Yeah, so maybe there will be lesser cabinet space.
Shelves.
No, lesser cabinet space because here I think it's like glass. Yeah.
No, this one not glass. This one is just like
so
just like a countertop, right?
Oh, countertop.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah.
Just like a countertop.
Okay.
So, but of course, this one is. To us, it might not be so ideal because today, if let's say you want to enclose this, right? Because this is a countertop, you have to probably spend more money. You're going to enclose this area, and also one thing, once you enclose this area, the whole kitchen here will be actually very dark.
Yeah. And I think once if we enclose it, right, I think the walkway here will be actually very narrow as well. Yeah, correct. So not so 大气 already, yeah, when you walk in. Yeah. Come, let's take a look at this 678 one. So 678 square feet, right? This 2 bed, 2 bath, right, is the one and only traditional layout in Orie. Okay, because actually in Orie, right, most of the layout, I would say is actually dumbbell. So this is the only 2 bed, 2 bath. This is the traditional layout, which what we mean by traditional. So you can see that they have like small L kitchen when we walk in.
Okay.
So we have a dining over here, designated dining area. Then we have a living and balcony.
Okay.
Yeah. So the 2 bedroom is all tucked at one side on the same side. Yeah. So I think it's actually for people that actually do not like dumbbell, I think this is the only layout that you like for 2 bedroom.
All right.
Yeah.
So you go to the 700 square feet.
Okay, so coming to this 700 square feet, right, is actually because the main difference is that actually it's dumbbell. Also, you can see that both 2 bedroom, and actually one thing is that once you walk in, right, okay, one good thing you can actually have an enclosed. We can actually enclose this kitchen yeah, because it's tucked on one side.
That's right. Okay, so for the 700 square feet, actually, Angela, this is actually the SHOWFLAT unit. Do you realize? And if you have been to the SHOWFLAT, I mean, we have been to the SHOWFLAT. We have experienced the space. Actually, being 700 square feet, when you enter this unit, you actually feel very spacious.
Yeah.
The reason is because, of course, it's being harmonized. It's very efficient. But there's this glass window. So having a glass window here means what? Means actually your kitchen, because the natural sunlight can come in, so your kitchen won't be so dark.
So dark, yeah. So it'll be brighter.
That's right. Tuck away study, which if you want, you can use it as a storage. If you're a couple buying it for maybe a small family, you need a storage. Sometimes you can even use the study as a storage space. Right?
Yeah, correct. Because actually, I believe a lot of small family, right? Okay, I think once you come in a family, right, there's a lot of things for us to to hide. So I think this study will actually act as a very good place,
and just
so you can easily enclose it. Yeah, correct. Right. Okay, so coming to the Sean, so you can see that actually this 646 square feet and this 678 square feet, both is actually a 2 bed, 2 bath. So actually one is at 1.615 starting from, and one is from 1.695 So both the difference is actually only about 80K only. Do you think that you will actually top up to a bigger size?
Actually, for me, not really. For me, not really. I mean, personal preference is that I prefer a dumbbell layout, of course. I prefer a dumbbell layout because it's more efficient compared to a traditional one. That is point number one. So for myself, even though that the 646 square feet one is not the ideal layout, but if let's say I'm just comparing these two, I would still prefer to go for this B2 layout.
Yeah, because I think the one straight row, the kitchen, I think a bit not so ideal lah. Yeah, I think I personally, myself, I also prefer dumbbell layout. Yeah, correct. So how about 678 and 700 square feet? Yeah, so 678 and 700 square feet between these two, right? The difference is actually of the study. So actually, for my own personal, I think for just a 55K difference top up, right? I think I will go for the 700 square feet.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because of course, first thing is actually dumbbell and compared to traditional, and then also one thing is that because of the additional study, I think it's very, very useful.
Yeah, you can sell to actually small family that needs storage space. I think this is something. Because I personally feel the 678 versus the other 646 is not here, not there. Not here, not there.
Yeah, correct. No point. Our own it's like no point topping up, Yeah, okay. Correct. Yeah, so I think this 700 square feet, I think is a good one for actually small family upgraders. Like you have a couple and a child. So the study can actually easily convert into storage space or even office space lah.
Okay, so now we have this full comparison. Which one is your ideal choice, or which one do you think should go first?
We'll go first. Okay. I tell you, my star choice is 592. 2 bed, 1 bath. Okay. I think high chance think that it will be the first step to go . And I think it depends on the quantum because remember we mentioned the north facing will be actually have the ledge, RC ledge. Yeah. So if the south facing, the price is priced at a very good price, I think these two steps actually will go first . Then my second choice I think will be the 700 square feet. Yeah, because but of course, if it again is the quantum but I think it's about starting from 1.75. Yeah, but I think if you have your quantum not so high, your budget not so high, maybe you can go for 1.615 the 2 bed, 2 bath, 646 square feet. How about you?
I think for me also, I'll be same as you. This will be my number 1 choice.
Yeah,
and this will be my number 2 choice. The reason is because for for me, definitely the quantum, like what you say, the quantum wise is probably more affordable in terms of the 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
And one thing special about this is, of course, when it comes to the resale, my unit will be actually very unique.
Yeah, correct.
Very unique in the resale because we don't often see a kitchen for a 2-bed 1-bath to have a window. So this is the key. I think just apart from this, the main thing for me is actually I have facing, facing, because the rest of the 2 bedrooms, you notice every one of them are actually facing pool facing.
Yeah, correct. So like more unique, like when you actually every condo you see pool, but not every condo you see view.
That's right.
So actually the people that love views, I think should go for the 2-bed 1-bath.
Yeah, and also of course today when we are selling Orie, the main key I think is view, right?
View,
for Orie. So we definitely want to enjoy the view, which is also why this is my first choice.
Number one choice.
And also we foresee that actually this small bedroom type is first to go, this 592 square feet.
Yeah, because I think of the quantum, I think.
Then second choice will be the 700 square feet. I think for me, I will probably not consider this middle two because it's not here, not there. Not here, not there.
Yeah. But okay lah, the 646 still not too bad lah. 646 still not too bad.
646 still not too bad, but it won't be my ideal choice.
Yeah, but it's because still 2-bed 2-bath mah.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. So some people prefer like one of my client, right? So I bring them to buy a 2-bedroom 1-bath earlier on. Then now they tell me, say they want to upgrade, right? They say minimally they need to have a 2-bed 2-bath.
Okay.
So actually different people preference lah. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the 3-bedroom. So this 3-bedroom, first thing is only 850 square feet. Right, it feels small, but we are harmonized. So let's run through together the layout. I think one good thing is that even though it's very feels small, but it has everything. You agree with me?
Correct. Yeah.
So what do I mean by everything? Bedrooms all can fit queen size, all pretty decent, sizable. We even have a store. So for a storeroom to fit inside an 850 square feet actually is quite rare that we don't really.
I think super already lah, because actually a lot of times, right, 850, right, maybe you will see in one of the bedroom, right, maybe only can fit single bed. But for Orie, right, all the 3 rooms all can fit queen size bed. So that shows the spacious of the rooms.
And of course a dumbbell, and same thing, we also have the facing either north or south. Okay.
But one thing to actually to take note is just to share with everyone is that actually you can see that, right, both of the stack, right, is actually tucked in between another stack. So actually just to share just to take note, because for this bedroom too, right, you can see that this window, right, you will actually were able to see your neighbor's kitchen, maybe, I think.
So
correct.
So just
the neighbor's kitchen.
We zoom in a bit.
Zoom in a bit.
So a bit here, you see?
So over here, correct.
Your face here, your face here. You see your neighbor.
So you will actually see your neighbor lah. So but I think other than that, I think this is a little thing that you to take note lah. But other than that, I think the layout is really, all good actually for definitely small family, or I think upgraders actually very suitable. Because actually looking at the quantum of 2.1 you know.
Okay, so Angela, you also shared that this 3-bedroom is meant for upgraders. So
very suitable, I think. Correct.
So what will be our target audience in future? I think for us, we have to look deeper, right? We have to look at the surrounding. So number one is that in Toa Payoh area, Bitazari area, the 4-bedroom resale is going about 1 million already.
Actually, I think other than Bitazari, just now earlier on I mentioned like 261, the Apex at Toa Payoh, the place, the few blocks that's actually near Catalog, all are actually already transacting above 1 million already. So I think for Toa Payoh, they themselves, right, I mean, we don't even need other estate to come into Orie. Our demand for Toa Payoh itself, right, from the HDB upgraders, right, is already a lot.
Alright. So we take a look. If let's say they were to sell at 1 million, the key will be affordability. I think this affordability gap is extremely important to understand, because if let's say today you are buying Orie as an investment, the key is to understand whether your future resale buyers can afford your future price. I think that's correct. So we want to understand. Let's take a look. So for the average BTO in this area is about 430 to 500,000. So averagely we take about 492. So 492 in the average resale now transacting about 1 million, 1.07. The estimated sales proceeds is 700,000, 758,000 to be exact. So is it possible to actually exit at 300,000 profit? That's a question for all the investors out there, right? And if we see, if let's say Orie were to transact at 2.2, today you get a unit at 2.2, the PSF works out to be about 2.5 PSF. We take a look at the down payment. Sell 2.5, down payment plus buyer stamp duty, it adds up to be about 700,000. So can they simply sell their HDB in future and comfortably upgrade to your future price? That will be key. And the answer is
yes.
yes.
Yeah. So usually from here, right, from this calculation, right, we can see that, right, actually after selling their BTO, right, okay, getting the cash proceeds of 700 over 1,000, right, they can easily actually do a down payment of Orie 3-bedroom without coming out any of their savings. Yeah, correct.
Cash, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So done with the affordability. Now let's take a look at the other 3-bedroom type. Yeah. So we have these two, C2 and C2A. So Angela, can you share with us what is the difference in terms of these two layouts?
Okay, so these two difference, right? Okay, one is 1023 square feet, and another one is 1044 square feet. Okay. Yeah. So of course, comparing to the 850 square feet earlier on, right? Of course, it's much bigger, and the quantum wise, maybe about another 3 to 400K difference. Yeah. Okay. So actually, the main difference of these two floor plan, right, is actually I can see that they are right. It's actually only at the foyer area. One actually have a bigger, a longer foyer for the 1044 one, and actually 1023. So the rest, right, is actually almost all the same. All the 3-bedroom can fit in queen and king size bed. All the three. Yeah.
And for the facing wise, of course, for the 1044, we're actually facing towards the north facing, which is here, right? Yeah. And for the 1023, we're actually having the south facing, right? So this is actually the key difference. Yeah. Okay, so let's go.
Yeah. So moving forward, right, we have actually one last 3-bedroom layout, which is actually the 3-bedroom dual key. Yeah, so total they have actually these 39 units only. Okay, in the whole Orie of total of 777, right? There's only 39 units of the 3-bedroom dual key. I think this layout is actually very good, actually because very proper for 1130 square feet okay, because actually you can see that here is actually a very proper 2-bedroom for over here, and then actually we have a studio over here. Studio. Yeah, correct. And I think because one good thing is that you can see that the two bed, 2 bath here, right, you even come with the home shelter.
Yeah, which is something not easy to come by. Yeah, right? And also actually you notice even from the balcony we can go to the kitchen.
Yeah, I think this is very something something like key residences. Yes. But I think the only little setback of here is that
the kitchen cannot be hacked.
No, this wall, because of course due to the PVC so this wall cannot be hacked. So, and actually also I realized that I think a little bit small. Yeah, correct. If it's bigger, right, then, or if this wall can be hacked, right, then you can do a glass panel. I think it will be fantastic. Yeah, but I think other than that, I think it's very good. I have this idea, this thought, it's like if you actually have the example, because the quantum being 2.8, right, is actually a little high, for 3-bedroom. But I just actually have this little thought, right, is that actually, for this studio, right, because it's actually a proper studio, and actually aside from your 2 bed, 2 bath, right, you can actually do own stay, and you can rent out this studio. Okay. So it's like one stone kill two, but you can actually buy under, if you have lack of names, you can actually use one name to buy 2 units like this. Because if I think you can rent out a studio now, I think average maybe 2.8.
Here for 1 bedroom, we just take a 1-bedroom rental, so about 2.8. I think 2.8 is very
for a studio fair. I think it's quite fair. I think I think that then this actually this studio, right, it can actually can help you to ease your installment. Yeah. So, and then you can still comfortably, if a small family, or couple, you can still stay in this actually 2 bed, 2 bath, because and even come with a home shelter. Yeah, and then they still have proper living and dining area. Yeah.
So let's go to our direct competitor, Gem Residences versus the Orie. So for size-wise itself, Orie is much bigger, 1,130 square feet versus Gem, 980 square feet.
Yeah, correct. Because we are all Orie is harmonized. So actually, with 1130, we actually much
even bigger.
Yeah, we are much bigger
That's right. Yeah. In terms of the layout wise, which one do you think is better?
Layout wise, I think definitely Orie because you can see that, right. Okay, let's share something with Gem Residences You can see that, right. Okay, Gem Residence for this dual key unit, right? Okay, something I would say the setback, right, is that I think the setback is you can see that there's actually like kitchen everywhere.
So 3 kitchen inside a unit.
Yeah, correct. So I think that one thing is that it's very ideal if actually you want to actually convert into like a studio lah, like 3 different studio, because actually I think you will fetch maybe a better rental yield. Okay, because 3 studio so like example 1 studio 3K, so 3 studio will be 9,000.
Wow.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately it's like if you want to choose back to own stay, come back to stay, right? I mean I believe that because like then you will end to do a lot of things, because end up you have like 3 kitchen in your house.
Yeah, you won't be able to actually live comfortably. Like example, as compared to Orie, you actually have this own separate space by yourself. But for the gem residences, it's either you take this small unit or you just take this small unit, right? You cannot combine.
Cannot combine them.
You won't be able to combine. So that is one huge disadvantage for the gem.
So I think Orie, is if you really have the intention of like invest or take rental first, then come back to own stay or own stay itself, right? I think Orie is a better choice, like maybe the layout.
Okay. So if we were to compare, so we also want to compare like what's available in the market right now. So we have actually Chuan Park because Chuan Park is actually very near Orie, and
it's just actually like less than 2 kilometers, from Orie. And actually after selling off about close to 80% Chuan Park, we actually still have the balance unit of 1023 square feet. Correct.
Actually you can see Chuan Park, the size 1023, here Orie also 1023. Actually same. But of course Chuan Park, you must know that it's non-harmonized. So if it's harmonized, it's about 950 square feet.
Come, let's share something about let's let them know more about Chuan Park, the layout lah. Okay, so they also actually have all the 3 proper bedrooms lah.
Yes.
You can see. Okay. So they come in at the foyer, then actually one thing they have the living and then dining. Then after that they have the kitchen. But for the kitchen is that they enter through here lah. Correct.
And of course for Chuan Park versus Orie, Orie, the kitchen is much wider.
And one thing, right, wider, and also like something to take note of, right, is that because Orie, right, actually they have this yard area. Well, actually Chuan Park, because the kitchen is shorter, right, so actually it does not have the yard. So actually coming to like like families, right, okay, I tell you, mommy very concerned one, confirm need to have yard, because they don't like the laundry to mix with the kitchen one. You boy, you don't know lah, you only mommy know only. So actually one thing, but I think one good thing, of course, Chuan Park is also quite efficient because it also come with the home shelter as well. Because like for storage, all this lah.
All right.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So I think Orie is still actually, if being the quantum wise, right, we are only about 2.5 to 2.7. If for example taking at the 2,005 per square feet So I think we are still very good. Maybe a better choice comparing to Chuan Park lah.
That's right.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So price difference. So Angela, which one will you pick now? This one is
in summary of all the different, so there's all the 3-bedroom type in Orie lah. So actually from 850 square feet to even the 1130 square feet, right? Okay, I would say that my first choice will be the 850 lah.
Okay.
Because of quantum wise, and I think that although it's 850, but I think is the size wise is actually, I think, like what you mentioned earlier on, is everything that you need is there. There's a store, there's 3 proper bedrooms, enclosed kitchen. I think it's fantastic lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, if let's say, of course, if you're a 3-bedroom, you're buying a 3-bedroom and budget is not an issue, I think you can even consider the 1023.
Whose budget no issue one? But okay lah, I think 1023 is definitely our second choice lah. I think because I think size wise,
size wise definitely bigger, and
very efficient. The size really, like I would say that I always think that because like no wasted space. No wasted space.
But if I will probably not pick the 1044 and also the 1130 lah.
But 1130, like we mentioned if you actually want to one stone kill 2 birds, you can always stay in the 2-bed 2-bath, and you rent out the studio, and then I think it's a perfect choice because you just need one name. You don't need to use 2 names.
I think the key problem for the 1130 is of course the quantum lah. The quantum for 3-bedroom 2.8 million, I think is not easy to.
A bit hard to swallow lah.
A bit hard to swallow. Alright, so for us will be the option number 1
choice and number 2 choice.
Okay, can. All right. So now we go on to the 4-bedroom analysis.
4-bedroom. Okay. I think 4-bedroom Orie is very straightforward. Okay, they have this D1 and D2 layout. Actually, both is actually at 1216 square feet. So you can see that actually, right, D1 is actually facing the pool side, where actually D2, right, is actually more of the south facing. So actually, if you would like to have something of the city view, I think D2, actually the stack 17 actually will be your choice because actually inside will be actually facing the pool for pool lovers I think layout wise actually more or less is actually the same. I would say that the only difference is actually also at this little foyer here.
Yeah, this foyer. So for D2, the difference is, of course, when it comes in, you have a bit of privacy.
Yeah.
As compared to the D1, you come in, you should see your living area. This is the main key difference. But of course, we also foresee that the Stack 17 will have a much more huge premium because it has a south view facing outside.
But some I feel that a bit setback because unfortunately they didn't do a landscape living room, so actually they have a lot of a longish the longish rather than the landscape one.
That's right. Actually, Angela, I mean we have been to Lentor Mansion 4-bedroom. You see Lentor Mansion 4-bedroom, and this 4-bedroom actually is very similar. I personally feel.
And Lentor Mansion also harmonized also.
Yes.
It's very similar. But of course when when you step into the showroom, totally different. The feel is really different.
It feels nice. Yes.
It look actually much bigger than what we see on the floor plan. Correct.
And but one thing good also, I think, is the bedrooms that all has the same view.
Yeah, correct. No need to snatch. So your example, your kids, right? So usually in the traditional 4-bedroom, right? Always 1 bedroom, right, will tend to be actually on the other side. So of course, if you have 3 kids, right, then end up one kid will start to snatch, say, why I no view? So for Orie, don't have this problem. So everybody have a view.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now moving on to the 4+ study.
That's 1367 square feet.
So 4+ study, this one will be facing towards the pool view, right? And the difference is, of course, it comes with a study.
Yeah.
So for me, Angela, actually the study, just based on this layout itself, I think the study is very sizable. Just based on this, the width, it feels like it's the same as a bedroom type.
Yeah. So actually, I think can fit in a bed because being the width Yeah, correct. I think single bed shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So I think, given like for this layout, right, if you really if you need a 5-bedroom, so I think actually this one can also be converted into like as good as a 5-bedroom also Yeah, because I think the study is really very sizable.
But of course, the quantum you see just for a 4-bedroom and a 4+ study, the difference is this is going to be $3.4 million versus this is $3 million. So you're basically paying for a study room for about $400,000. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? I think that's also another
question
all up to for us to discuss.
It's all up to it's actually individual preference again. Like example I mentioned, because the how to say some people that want the extra room. Correct. Because now actually a lot of people tend to work from home already, so they want to convert that into office. Yeah.
So we take a look. So this is actually what we have said. The difference is that about 300,000 just for a study. So is it worth it? In your opinion?
My opinion, but one thing is that because both is actually also pool facing so actually it really comes down to the point, because very frank to say, if I can already afford 3 million, what is another 377,000?
It's quite a lot. Okay.
Correct,
but for me, if you ask me personally, if you're asking me whether a 4-bedroom or 4+ study, I will cancel the 4+ study and I'll go for either 4 or 5-bedroom.
Yeah, maybe if I will say that the next thing I will say if let's see whether the 5-bedroom, if that the 5-bedroom is not much a diff. I think
you'll go for 5-bedroom.
I will go for 5-bedroom.
So we just compare the reason for 4-bedroom in terms of the resale comparison in this area. So like what we mentioned, actually this whole of Toa Payoh area there's a severely lack of private properties, I would say. Right? You see, in the whole of Toa Payoh, there's only 4 condos: Gem Residences, Travista, Orlando Towers. Right?
And Orlando Towers like some are already very old already. Like Orlando Tower, you can see that it's 1998.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at our competitor. Direct competition, Orie versus Travista. So Travista is much bigger, 1071 square feet. Am I right to say that?
Yes.
So people will say that
it's very huge.
It feels much bigger, but if you were to take a look at the layout itself, we notice something. Actually, the difference in space is all goes to all this ledge, all this bay window, all this ledge.
Correct. Because Travista actually when they built at around that year, right, they are very famous in the bay windows.
That's right.
Bay window era.
That's right. And also Travista side is of course is non-harmonized. If let's say if it's harmonized, it brings down to about 1582. So the difference, we personally feel that the space is actually given to the all these like ledge, bay window and everything, but not the livable space. Okay.
But one good thing Travista is actually you can see that it's actually a landscape living room.
Yeah.
You know,
That's something nice. That's something good.
Yeah, correct. And actually all the rooms actually also can actually fit in a queen
also
bed.
Seems quite sizable.
Quite sizable.
All right.
Yeah.
But then the main thing is what? The main thing is that today, if you were to look onto Property Guru, they actually only for Travista side, we take a look at the quantum. 3.4, 3.6, 3.2.
Yeah.
Right. So for the quantum wise, in a resale market, they are already calling it about more than $3 million. But whereas for Orie, for the 4-bedroom, we are even cheaper.
Yeah. So actually, for quantum wise, right, I think if being Orie at this quantum, right, I think it's actually very reasonable because it's so comparable to actually to resale, and this resale I think is like about almost more than 10 years old? Yeah, correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
So unless for Travista, yes, the space is bigger, but what you can see on all this, people actually have to make use of all the bay window and everything to make sure
the room more spacious.
To make the room more spacious.
Yeah.
That's right. But quantum to quantum wise, actually, if you're getting a brand new and it's cheaper, which one is a safer choice? That's our own question.
And by the time when Orie TOP, right, Travista will be actually much older also.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think Travista also not so close proximity to the MRT.
Yeah.
Slightly further lah.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
So we take a look. Next will be we go into the profitability of the surrounding resale also. So our direct competitor will be Gem Residences, which is opposite. We take a look at their profitability.
You see, but you can see that you can see that their profit, right? You can see the average is going at about 600.
Yeah.
You know, 600, 700, 5. You know.
And you see the holding period.
You can
3 years.
Yeah, and you can see that what's the reasons because a lot of the more I can say that the number one reason is definitely because for 4-bedroom, right, mostly is actually on stay for family. So and a lot of like kiasu parents in Singapore, right, definitely go for school. And because we are 1 kilometer, as I mentioned earlier, right, we are 1 kilometer to Pei Chun, which is a SEP school. And then also we have like IJ Toa Payoh. Then we have like even like secondary school, like we have like Cat High. Now we have Raffles Girls already moved into Toa Payoh this side. So actually a lot, I would say that a lot of the big units, right, actually always in demand because easily I would say that if you're going to stay in Toa Payoh, example, I would say that easily 10 years because 6 years of primary education and 4 years of secondary. So easily 10 years already. So actually plus the supply is so low. So I think demand is super high for big bedrooms. So that results in actually the good such profits. The profits.
Alright, so now that we have covered the profitability of Gem Residences, we want to understand the layout also. Why is it so profitable, right? So if we were to compare it directly to Orie size is 1216. Gem Residences 1249, but it is non-harmonized. So if it's harmonized, it's about 1161. Right? But one thing that I really like about Gem Residences is actually the landscape layout, landscape living room, which is here, as compared to the Orie, which is actually very narrow, more longish.
Yeah, correct.
And also, I think the key difference for Gem Residences is actually they have a junior master.
Yeah.
Right? A junior master, whereas Orie doesn't have. Yeah.
So more like you give like maybe more lux, more convenient, you know, like
what you mentioned also. You mentioned Gem Residences. You see the 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom has this view, 1-bedroom has this view. Remember like what you mentioned?
Correct.
Yeah. But for Orie side is all the bedrooms will be having the same view.
So they complement each other in a way. So if you want view, like then Orie is the choice. So like if you want a landscape living room, living dining, then actually like Gem might not be a bad choice also. And come with the junior master.
That's right. But for Orie side, for the kitchen actually Orie is much better. There's actually a wet kitchen and even a dry kitchen. So it's actually separate. Alright, so let's move on. So moving on to the last one, 5-bedroom analysis. We are at the last end of the whole video already, so let's end it off. Okay. Okay, so Angela, so what do people look out for in a 4 and 5 bedroom? When people buy 4 and 5 bedroom, actually what is the main thing that they're always on the lookout for?
I think for anybody that actually going for 4 or 5 bedroom, definitely first thing is for own stay. So definitely they will stay. They will want, like I mentioned, if for families or for kids, right, they will definitely go for long term stay, because like minimum 10 years if primary school to secondary school. Then I will definitely want it to be spacious because maybe because some people, right, they might want to do like maybe 2 generations staying together, like maybe actually parents, my grandparents, staying together, all this. So I think space is actually very important because imagine our last few years COVID, so everybody got to stuck at home, right? Imagine your place is very cramped, right? I think everybody will go mad.
Okay. Couple bedrooms, long-term stay, Lux. I think Lux and spacious is key actually.
Key of course because very fair, I would say that I think now easily for 4 or 5 bedroom, right? I mean like looking at both resale or new launch market, right? We're looking definitely at 3 million up So I think if imagine you won't be paying 3 million up thing, but it's not spacious or not Lux .
Okay, let's go. So let's move on to the 5-bedroom analysis. I think 5-bedroom analysis, there's actually 2 stacks, like what we can see.
They only have 1 layout. Okay, so for Orie, so total is 1,453 square feet . So based on if we base on 2,005 per square feet, it's actually about 3.6 million . So compared to just now when we mentioned the 4 premium plus study is about 3.4. So it's about another
top up about 200,000. You go into a 5-bedroom. And personally, I feel that if let's say the 4 plus study versus a 5-bedroom, I'll definitely go for 5-bedroom.
Correct. So I think one thing is actually both is a very I would say that choir facing because it's inner facing.
So let's take a look at the layout. First thing first, I really like is that number 1, there's a private lift.
I think we look into I think for 5 bedroom, right, I think it's like the private lift really give the lux feeling. You come in, and I think the other thing that I think we should have, right, is actually the side door. Side door over here. Because I think when there's definitely not a lot of like deliveries and miscellaneous. So actually having the side door, right, it actually give more privacy to your unit.
That's right. So coming private lift. Living room, right? Side door, and they also have a separate junior master, which I think is also very good.
I think this 5-bedroom is actually very, very thoughtful. Because one thing I gotta say, like I just to share, I think because with families, right, I think or I'm sure that you will have guests coming to your house. So you can see that once you come up from the private lift, right, okay, so you can see that all your entertainment is around this area. So like all the rooms, your kids, all this thing, like they don't like to close doors and all this thing, they will still actually have their privacy. And then actually with the junior master, right, okay, like example, if you have your parents staying with you, so usually most of the time, like example, if I stay with my parents or I stay with my in-laws, right, we will sure want to give the one with the toilet to them, right? Correct. So with the junior master, I think it's very thoughtful. So you can always actually always can give this room to your parents or your in-laws, and your and one good thing is that all the view is actually still very good, I think. Okay, so moving forward, let's compare Gem Residences with Orie, the 5-bedroom. Okay, so you can see that Gem Residences is actually a 1,313 square feet before harmonize. So actually, if they get to harmonize, it's actually a 1,227 square feet. So I will say that the main thing between the difference between Orie and Gem, right, is that for the 5-bedroom, right, is that one thing is that Orie have a private lift. And which Gem does not have. So actually when you come in, we can see that it's actually how to say
it's very narrow.
Then you will lead into your living and dining . So actually I feel that this one is always the space. Correct.
And also I noticed something is that the Gem Residences, you take a look at the bedrooms, actually very small. So
the last 2 bedrooms.
The last 2 bedrooms are out of the 5 bedrooms 2 of the bedrooms actually only can fit a single bed.
Yeah.
Whereas for Orie, every single bedroom is actually very spacious.
Yeah. So I think this is something that for 5-bedroom, right? I mean, like, in order to actually to see the luxe feel, right? The one thing like does not have a private lift.
No dry kitchen.
Yeah.
No dry kitchen. So
yeah, correct. I think their kitchen is not so not as big as actually a 5-bedroom should be Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I think that and this the narrow thing, like, you know, you come in you don't like see the 大气, you know, when you come in, wow, you see the big living and dining. Whereas, you know, when you come in from Orie, right, you come up from the private lift, right, you see, wow, then you can see the whole, you know, the whole spread out of the living and dining.
You naturally feel more grand.
Yeah, and also because of the length is same as the balcony, so I think we will actually have a lot of light come into here. So I think it's very bright because compared to narrow, right, you come in, right, you will only reach here, then you will see the brightness. Yeah, and you can see that because their balcony is also not the whole stretch of the whole landscape. Yeah. So it means I'm good to say that here, so it might not be so like so bright, so luxe, you know, that feeling. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So coming into the market, right, actually, what is actually available in market for new one, right, we actually also have Chuan Park. Okay. So Chuan Park, the 5-bedroom, right, is actually about 1550 square feet. Yeah, so actually, if we count to have the harmonized, right, it's about 1441. Okay. Yeah, actually quite similar to Orie as well. Yeah, so actually, you can see that their layout is actually also quite efficient. Yeah, so you have all the five rooms. And actually, they have one thing that I like, right, is actually they have this junior master actually tucked at one side. So that, you know, like I mentioned, you know, if you got to stay with your parents, you know, and you want some privacy, so, you know, the parents can always stay here, you know, then your family actually always stay here. Yeah, some people, they prefer this privacy. Yeah.
One thing to also know is that we noticed that all this wall is all hackable, right? Means to say that there's an option if, let's say, you want to enlarge your living room or even your bedrooms, you have. Whereas as compared to Orie, we unfortunately cannot.
Yeah, correct. But one thing I think I like about Orie, right, is that you just how you say luxe So actually I think, but one thing that Chuan Park does not have is that Chuan Park does not have a private lift. Yeah, correct. So you know, private lift you not so luxe you know that feeling. And something I really don't, this one I really cannot understand one. I don't know why until when I step into the showroom for Chuan Park, right, in a way I don't understand they have this thing the WC is right in front of the kitchen. So when you step into the kitchen, right, the first thing you need to see is the WC. Which I don't understand why they didn't put it here. Or, you know, like, so this is something that I think that, you know, like a 5-bedroom, you know, like you so nice, so modern, because they also have a dry kitchen over here. Yeah, they also have a dry kitchen outside here. But I don't understand why they want to put a WC at this part, which I really cannot understand. Okay. But other than that, I think their layout is equally great as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to the 5-bedroom, we also want to understand the supply and demand of this whole Toa Payoh area. I think this is very important when it comes to your exit strategy.
Because we want to know like who actually, you know, like since you're buying such a high quantum price, who is going to buy from you? I think it's very important. And I think that for Toa Payoh District 12 itself, okay, I think it's severely undersupplied. Okay, because we actually have done a research. Okay, so total, right, in the whole District 12, right, including Balestier. Okay, so of course, like Balestier, some condo we try to avoid you know, this area you know, although it's both in District 12 So actually total, right, there's only 43 units of 5-bedroom only. Yeah, and as we have done the research, right, there's only 3 units for sale only for 5-bedroom.
That's right.
Yeah, correct. So I think that this supply, right, is super low. I think so, you know, when the supply is low, right, Sean, do you think that because there's no comparison, correct? So the layout not so good, right? Okay, also not so important because actually the supply is low, so the demand is super high, right? Correct, So correct. People will still buy because unlike 3-bedrooms, you know, many people have, you know, 5-bedroom, there's only 43 units in the whole District 12 only. So since actually we say about the supply and demand, right, actually is so important, right? Let's take a look at how does Tampines actually example, right, to how actually they have done, right. You see, like example, Treasures, right, actually TOP last year 2023, right. Okay, so you can see that the surrounding, right, okay, you see like Modena, Manhattan, they do not have any 5-bedrooms. And the only one that have 5-bedroom, right, is actually East Point Green. But East Point Green is actually about quite old already. It's like 1998. Correct. So when Treasures, right, actually Treasures with actually 110 units of 5-bedroom, right, it actually have created quite a number of supply lah. But you can see that
During
although
TOP.
110 units, right, but actually only 8 units for sale only,
That's
actually
right.
during TOP.
That's right. Angela, am I right to say that most of the people that are buying 5 bedrooms are buying for own stay?
Yes.
Correct. So during TOP that time, most of them will not choose to sell.
Yeah, correct. So actually, like, you know, if you are actually buying if you actually have the quantum, like, or the budget actually to buy for 4 or 5 bedroom, right, actually for investment, right, I'm quite confident, right, actually when TOP period, right, they will definitely have this group of buyers, right, that actually they cannot wait, you know, for new launches, you know, so they will actually look for this like sub sale, you know, like almost ready projects lah. Yeah, correct.
So we take a look at how the performance for Treasure. So Treasure during its TOP, by the time it's sub sale, just in 3 years holding, 4 years holding, the profits is as high as 900,000 to nearly $1 million also have, right? Isn't it fantastic?
Yeah. Because actually, I think it's again because actually people buying for own stay, you know. So actually, they really don't mind paying, you know, a bit more, you know.
That's right.
Correct.
And actually, last time I still remember when Treasure was launching and 5 bedroom was selling at $2 million.
2 million.
People were thinking like, oh my god, how is it even possible for Tampines 5 bedroom to be transacting at $2 million? But look at today. Right, it's already transacting at $3 million already.
Yeah, and actually the charges, the layout, I would say that okay, like it's good enough for everybody, good enough for everything, like everything you have, like this, you know. Yeah, but because of the demand, so actually like it actually gives such a good, you know, like the profit. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's take a look at this Marymount. Okay, so Marymount, right, we all know it's actually very near to Bishan, Bishan area. So actually you can see, right, Jetscape, right, also actually TOP in 2023. Okay, Jetscape, right, okay, they do, I think, also
very well.
Perform very, very well. Okay, because actually you can see actually their 5 bedroom, there's only 39 units only. Also very little actually in the development. You see, but you can see that but you can see all the surrounding area, right? They have no 5 bedroom at all. It's only like 3, 4, you know, 1, 2, all this. So actually in this area, right, okay, which actually also very close to Toa Payoh, right, is also very lack of the big bedroom supply. Yeah, so you can see so when
TOP there's only 4. TOP that time there was only 4 units for sale.
Oh, 4 units for sale.
Is it?
Yeah.
4 units.
Oh yeah, 4 units for sale. Yeah, so again you see like it's the same thing because it's for own stay . Yeah, so
same concept.
Not many people are selling.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
We take a look at
let's take a look at the profit. The profit actually you can see actually some already crossed $1 million already.
Yes.
Yeah, and the holding period is also about
3 years.
3 year plus.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's quite actually this is actually how actually this supply and demand thing works because you know when the area is actually lack of supply, right? So you know when once it come out it being snapped up already. Once it come out it got snapped already. One example, you know, I sold my clients Park Clementi, you know, at Clementi. Actually we my client actually bought it, actually wanted to own stay one. But after that, I don't know why they decided to change plans, so they wanted to sell. So actually, we sold it actually like sub sale, right? When I put it up to the market, right, there's so many inquiries. Yeah. So and of course, my client got very good profit lah.
Okay, can. So Angela, so a lot of buyers will also ask me, but if let's say 5 bedroom we want to sell in future, you'll be about 4 million. Am I say that?
Yeah.
So will people buy or not? Because 4 million for condo versus 4 million, we can actually buy landed,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that
will be one of the concerns.
Yeah, I don't doubt this because actually a lot of like even like a lot of my clients are actually also got question this like 4 million, you know, long I buy about 3.4 3.4 okay, 3.4 to or even 3.7, you know, by the time I sell I think about 4 million plus. Yeah, so I think like who will buy from me?
Who will buy from me? Yeah,
might as well I buy landed. Yeah. So like example, let's take Jetscape as an example again. So you can see that Jetscape, right, it was actually sold 4.55 million in October 2023 last year.
Yes.
So you can see that this is actually already transacted price.
Yeah.
So but you can see that the nearby, I would say that you can see that this freehold terrace, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the landed nearby.
Yeah, the landed you can see that here is sold for 3.4 million.
Much lower.
Yeah. So you can see that this one is also they say 4.338 in November 2023 also. So actually it's just 1 month difference. You can see that the price is actually how you see that
People will still buy.
Transacting higher than the landed, Yeah.
But why will people still buy condo?
And freehold some more.
Mm.
Okay, the reason I mean, actually I can say that one of the reason, right, because you can see that I think probably all these are lands that that need to rebuild or do A&A.
They're old land.
Old lands lah. So I think I would say that you easily, now because construction cost is very high, you easily, I think you need to rebuild I think at least like
A&A, if let's say they do A&A about 500,000, so it adds up
500,000 I don't think can. I think at least I think 800 up already. Or if you want to if you really want to rebuild, right, I think at least between 1 to 2 million. So you add up to the cost of 4.3. So actually, I mean, like for some people maybe already burst their budget already. And don't forget, when you rebuild that time, you're still renting. You need to rent, right? You need to rent somewhere, correct? You cannot be staying inside.
Yep.
So rental is actually another of your cost.
Extra cost. Yep.
Yeah. And one more thing.
Mortgage.
Yes, correct. You are paying the full mortgage because for a resale, you are buying a resale lender, right? You are paying the mortgage. So imagine like example a 4.3 million, your mortgage easily 20 over 1,000, 30 over 1,000.
How much?
Based on we need a full calculator, for the full. But I would say that this is definitely another cost lah. Yeah. So, but for like example for Jetscape, right, is actually like we'll say first thing new. Yeah. So for brand new units, right? Okay, a lot of people are very attracted to it because why? You don't need to do so much.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, the developer actually do everything for you already. And the convenience, and actually also it come across to me like some of my clients they actually they have this budget of buying a landed, but they don't want. Why? First thing, they scared of kaka. Yeah. All right. So a lot, and also one thing, some people, right, they have they don't like the maintenance of the landed.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, whereas in condo, right, you actually have everything being taken care of already. And with Orie, you see they still have the remember we mentioned earlier have the services. Yeah. Correct. So I think you basically you just one call away only. Then everything is settled. Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So in your opinion, you feel that Orie 5-bedroom is it a good buy if let's say we have a choice?
Definitely, because if you have the quantum, and because you see like just now with all the searches that we have done for you already, you can see that in the whole district only 43 units So I think this definitely very very low in supply, and I think with Raffles Girls coming in, with and all the
Orie,
all these
I
think definitely family will want to come into Toa Payoh, which I think is a mature estate, and everything is so convenient, so nearby.
Yes.
So I think more if they have a choice, I mean, like you see like Orie, like last 8 years no launch, so like finally launch, it will definitely bring in a lot of potential buyers we got for families, I could say especially. So we finally come to the end of our analysis for Orie. So hope it is actually very insightful for everyone. And of course, end of the day, it all depends on your ballot number as well.
Yes, that's right. Agree with you.
But again, you see, of course, end of the day, we cannot actually foresee what's the queue number. But of course, again, we will say that do not panic. Okay, so I will say that it's very important actually to prep your work, prep your homework. You all as buyers also must prep your homework. So so that when we doing the queue or doing the booking day, right, we are actually not panic. Right, take for example, a certain unit sell off or something like that.
We know exactly what to aim for. We also want to look out for the developer premium, like which facing, which floor stack, which per floor jump, what is the premium inserted by the developer. All these are some homework that you have to do to avoid all these pitfalls that that is very common in the new launch. So I would say all the best. All the best for your
anybody that actually
balloting.
Keen again to take a look at the Orie SHOWFLAT, okay, you'll actually most likely be launched if nothing much changes. You will actually mostly will be launching on 3rd of January. Okay, do PM any one of us, me or Sean, we can always reserve a slot for you all, and then actually we can
show you around.
We will show you more actually which one is actually a better layout or actually a better buy for you all.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
can
Bye-bye.
see you. Bye bye.